Hi everyone, this is Belle. I wanted to do a video today, and today I was thinking, who is this video for? And I think it could be for anyone, but it's especially for mystics and dreamers, I think. So I did a tarot reading, and I wanted to share it, so I already drew those cards. As you can tell, I've moved recently, so I put a tapestry over some boxes to make a little bit more of a backdrop. But the office looks a lot different now than in the other videos. Okay, so I wanted to share some epiphanies that I've been having recently. Yesterday I was totally blissed out. It was amazing. Today I woke up kind of grumpy, so just like the waves going back and forth. But so I wanted to talk about bliss. I don't know, I guess bliss is an element of what I wanted to talk about, but basically I've been thinking about the difference between social norms, which kind of keep us in a very rigid structure of social norms, and then everything beyond social norms, which a lot of times we ignore, but in a way everything that's beyond social norms is the realm of the imagination, the realm of mythology, and it's probably infinite. It just, I don't know, if you think about it, it's probably infinite. Maybe I'll have to get my steps to my argument a little bit more clear than that. But I've been writing a little bit about how I feel when I'm blissed out, and that has been going well, at least yesterday. I'll have to see if I can meditate or listen to music and get into a blissful state again. Okay, so that was the epiphanies I wanted to share, and now I want to share some tarot cards that I just drew. So I already drew them. It's from the Chrysalis Tarot, and I actually wrote down what they mean to me. I had another epiphany last week, and I think some people would probably disagree with this, but I feel like the way that I read tarot cards is very much based on the imagery, and I don't think that is necessarily wrong. I was just thinking about how personal each tarot reading is, because I think we bring our own imaginations to it. So that's kind of how I'm really into imagination these days, as you can tell. It keeps coming up. Okay, so let's get to these tarot cards. And I think the way that I interpreted these tarot cards kind of expresses what I've been thinking recently. Okay, so the first tarot card is the Seven of Stones. And what I noticed about this card is that she has her back to the river. So it's like there's this wild, expansive, beautiful scenery behind her. And she's kind of a little bit sad, or she's kind of looking down. She's not really appreciating what's around her that much. And I noticed there's a gateway around her with those stones. So I feel like she's on the threshold between two worlds. She kind of has the world that she's been used to, that she's prepared for, but then behind her is this river, and it looks like it stretches on. You can't even see where it goes in the distance. So it's a time for exploration, I think. So that's the first card. The second card is this tiger, and the tiger is, this card is a 10 of scrolls. So these scrolls are forming a boundary, or like a fence around the tiger. But obviously the tiger is much more fierce and more strong than this boundary. But I feel like the tiger is a little bit intimidated by this structure. And that goes back to what I was thinking about yesterday with how we have these boundaries of social norms that are kind of internalized in our minds. And when we can step outside them, we're free to at any time step outside these boundaries, but we feel intimidated by that, maybe, or at least I do sometimes. So that's what I kind of got from this card, is like the tiger can explore, he or she can just like go off into the jungle and have a great time, but they're never going to be able to do that if they're afraid of this small fence, this small boundary. This is the Ace of Mirrors. I was thinking, last night I was reading a book by, I can't remember the name of the author right now, Ted Andrews, I think. He's a big spiritual writer. He's written a lot of great books. So I was reading a book about contacting spirit guides, which I'm kind of just finding more information about. I'm not really doing that much of the exercises yet. But he was talking about scrying with crystal balls, and which is very classic, right? Like gazing into a crystal ball seems very classic. So this is what the Ace of Mirrors reminded me of, gazing into a crystal ball. And in the book I was reading by Ted Andrews, he said you might see some clouds or some different images. So what did I write down? I was just thinking about, oh, I know what I was writing. Okay, so for this one I was thinking, in spirituality, you probably want to have a clear idea of incoming information and your intention. Sometimes I don't do that very well, and sometimes I have this muddied area of trying to find my intention in the world instead of letting things appear the way they appear, if that makes sense. It makes sense to me because I've been thinking about this stuff for a long time, but if anyone has any questions, I'm sure I can describe things more. Anyways, the Ace of Mirrors really seemed like gazing into a crystal ball to me, which really appeals to me. It might be a skill that I need to work on, because that would be awesome. I'm really into these magical ideas. Okay, so then the last card is Phoenix, which would be traditionally the Judgment card. Mostly, like I said, would look at the imagery. So in this one, the Phoenix, I guess usually the Phoenix rises from the ashes. I wrote down that the Phoenix cracks open the shell, pushing through the old and creating something brand new. But that doesn't, if the Phoenix is cracking through an egg, that would make sense, but if the Phoenix is rising from the ashes would be the old falling away, I guess. So I wrote down that each moment can be a moment of creating something new, and creation is a time for celebration. So everything can be fun in each moment, which relates back to being blissed out as much as possible, or just at least enjoying life in a personal way. Okay, so those are the cards I wanted to share. And I mainly just wanted to kick off doing more videos because I still have a lot of ideas, and hopefully mystics and dreamers out there will find these videos. Feel free to write any comments if you have any questions. I'm also on Twitter with the name Bell Music, and I have a blog too that you can find there. Yeah, I guess that's it for this video, but thank you very much for tuning in, and I hope to have more videos soon. Thanks, bye.